And we're
Na, 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 na,
live.
na, na. Game
Yeah.
of Thrones.
Sorry we're late. Hey, Chris Dang. I saw you, girl. You here. Sorry we're a little bit late. But yes, there is a show. There's a live tonight. So thank you so much for joining. The gang is all gonna be here. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick recap. A lot has happened. So episode 8 titled The Lord of
Shit.
the Tides. The Lord of the Tide. Sorry. The titles be long and I don't even know. Okay, cool. All right, episode 8. We open up with wait, Corlys is not even here, but we're hearing about how he went to battle, and I thought he died, but he's not dead. He's just been
He's
really
not
wounded.
yet.
Not yet. Which I thought was weird. Like we don't even get a scene of him at all in this episode. I guess like the budgets were tight, but okay. We're so they tell us that he has some sort of fever. He's been like mortally wounded. We cut back to like somebody is digging for some dragon eggs and it's Daemon. We see that Rhaenyra is pregnant. Jace is learning High Valeryon. And I'm wondering, is this something that Targaryens are born knowing? Because he seems like he's struggling. I think that's like a major character moment. Like he's trying to be Targaryen, but he's too much of a
It's
strong.
like he's getting ready for his bar mitzvah.
Yeah. And he just
That's what it seemed like.
yeah. And so we cut to Team Black is off to King's Landing after a raven comes about Luke's legitimacy. We see a small council meeting and it's interrupted because we're trying to get into it about what will happen to Driftmark because it needs to be passed down to someone, and they all know that Lucerys is not actually blood, so Vaemon, the brother of Corlys, is after it. And then we see Rhaenyra and Daemon. They visit Viserys, who is very, very sick. He's bedridden. He's got half of a face. And we also see that he's not really all the way there mentally either. He's kind of lost half of his mind as well. And surprise, we see that Daemon and Rhaenyra have had 2 children. I think they're twins, not sure. But they are 2 boys named Aegon and Viserys. Alicent listens to one of the maids about how her son assaulted her. Happy that we didn't get to see that scene. We just heard about it. She tells her that people won't believe her, even though she does believe her. Really kind of shitty and manipulative in this scene. This seems kind of making me sick to my stomach. And she basically told the maid to keep her mouth shut, gave her some plan tea and some money. Then we're cutting back to Luke and Jace. They are in the courtyard and they are meeting their uncle Aemond, who I guess they haven't seen in many years. He is training with Sir Criston. It is amazing how everyone ages except for Sir Criston. He's still looking young and vibrant. And
he's the John Stamos of the show.
Yes. Dragons Forever loves your hair.
Thanks, Dragons Forever.
Welcome back. We see that Daemon also comes to King's Landing and he meets with Alicent and Otto about Driftmark. He wants to know what's up, what's going to happen with the succession, because my brother is probably going to die and I need it because they're bastards. We cut to Rhaenyra and Rhaenys have a talk, and Rhaenys plans to advocate. Oh, sorry. Rhaenyra pleads to Rhaenys to advocate for them and her family, and Rhaenyra makes an offer about how she will have her children betrothed to her grandchildren. But Rhaenys is like, girl, I'm declining that offer. You on your own. Rhaenyra asks her dad if he believes in the Song of Ice and Fire, and she tells him and pleads him that all that did, her being the heir, it has divided the realm. She wanted it at some point, but heavy is the head that wears the heir crown. She begs him for him to defend her and her family. Viserys requests that they have a family dinner. I have the feeling like he knows it's going to be his last dinner. And then we're cutting to the scene in the throne room where there was petitions for, who should, what is the name of it? It's the Tides. Sorry, y'all. I keep forgetting the name of the place.
So I don't know anything that's going on anymore in the show.
There are claims being thrown around. They're being heard in the throne room. And then, surprise, the king walks in to sit on the throne. It is a struggle for him. He's there to hear the claims. Daemon helps him to the throne. And this actually made me feel the feelings because there was a hate and love relationship there. So it was nice seeing his brother help his brother. I don't know. I'm just a softie, I guess. Viserys calls on Rhaenys. Rhaenys says that that Corlys wanted Luke to be the next Lord of the Tides, and that the kids will wed her granddaughters. So we see her kind of backtracking. She's like, fine. Finally telling Rhaenyra, I will say yes to your deal. Daemon says hell no, and then he calls them all bastards, and he calls Viserys' daughter, the heir to the throne, a whore. And Viserys gets very pissed off. He takes out the cat's ball dagger. He's like, you should have your tongue cut out. Daemon cuts Daemon's head off and says, let him keep his tongue, looking very smug. And then we see a smile from Aemond. Aemond is very much still kind of like a mystery to me, I guess. He's like, what side are you on? Why are you smiling at your uncle who banged your aunt that you hate? But whatever. We cut to a family dinner that begins, and then we see Viserys is missing an eye. He takes off his mask. Half of his face is missing. He's looking very ragged, old, and sick, and this man is begging for death to take him. And then there are little scenes here and there where we see Aegon being very shitty, and Viserys wishes they can all just get along because he knows he's about to die. Rhaenyra gives a toast to the queen and apologizes, and Alicent says she is moved and toasts her as well. Jace toasts Aegon and Aemon, and then Jace dances with Helena to piss off Aegon. I think Aegon and Helena are married because she does mention that he has a wife, I think, in this episode. But at least we know that Helena and Aegon are brother and sister who are betrothed. Aemon toasts his nephews, and he tells them how wise they are, how strong they are. He just had to, they had a nice family dinner, but he kind of ruined it. And then there's a bit of a fight because, he's basically calling them bastards again. And then we cut to a really short, quick scene with a hooded mystery girl meeting Massaria. I don't know who that girl is. Maybe you guys have some insight because usually y'all are catching on these things, and I don't know who.
Terrible accents are back, whatever that was about.
I have no idea who she is. Viserys tells Alicent that the dream that Aegon the First had is true, and he thinks that he's talking to Rhaenyra, and there's a whole miscommunication trope going on here because she has taken this as like, oh, you're telling me you want Aegon as king, but he thinks he's talking to his daughter, and he's telling the daughter it's your destiny to stop the, like the White Walkers from coming and murdering the world.
The thing we should just stop mentioning from here on out.
Every Please time stop. That they freaking mention it, I'm like, oh, stop it. And then Viserys finally dies. He dies alone in his bed, and he literally says no more, and then we just see him die. And then
he said, my love.
he lived a long life, so no more suffering. Let him die. So my question for you all is, how do you rate this episode? Go ahead, Age.
3 dragons out of 5. Once again, it was fine.
That was higher than last week for you.
Higher than last week. I love the talking episodes. I think I feel bad about the scene when the king walks in because I can feel that the creators really wanted it to be like a triumphant, like return of the king. Yeah. He's so hobbled, but it didn't. It fell flat for me. It was like watching that scene in Avengers Endgame where all the women are like, we got this. It's like, it felt like that again. But it was fine. What I'm really happy about is that King Viserys did degrade to a point where he was falling apart, like I said, like really early on. So that was really fun.
Ooh, Chris Dang reminded me that I did have a bet.
Hey, I forgot what we bet. Was it like $1?
So we were betting what episode will Viserys die, and I said 8.
But what do you win?
You said you have to cash at me $5. Chris Dang, let me know if you watch the video, whichever video we did the bet. Please let me know.
It was like 2 episodes ago.
And what episode did Age say?
I said 7. I was totally wrong. I was super wrong.
Oh, okay.
How many dragons out of 5, Melissa?
Oh, okay. I am giving it 3 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I love that we agree.
It was solid. It wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't terrible either. I think, excuse me, we got to see this continued rift being built amongst the families, because obviously you have Aemon who is still holding that grudge, and there's this forever open secret that bothers everyone in the room that, you can't have these bastards as the heirs, and that's always going to be something that is the cause of tension. So I like that because they're continuing to build it because it has to go somewhere. And I thought it was solid. I never know exactly how to read Alicent sometimes. We are getting into characters. Hold on. hold on, pause. Dragons Forever. When Viserys was telling Alicent about the Song of Fire, I was like, oh shit. Yes. I was kind of stressed out because I was thinking, wait, she would know that her husband doesn't have all of his marbles, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, it sounds like what he's saying. Like, how do you interpret that not knowing the story? Like, that was so, I was cringing. It was like watching an episode of The Office. I was just like, oh no, oh no, oh, she's gonna, ah. And then I wonder how they handle it in the books. Like, in the books, does she like wake up the next day and say, like, Viserys told me that Aegon should be king? You
Yeah.
know? Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
So now she's going to be advocating, like, he told me his final words, like he wants his son to be the king. So that's going to be another cause of stress. So we're talking about him already. So he was kind of really big in this episode because Rhaenyra was really depending on him to really advocate for her and her children so that everything could be set in order in this strategy. Because if Lucerys is not named the heir, then it will really put this big fat label of him, I'm a bastard, on his forehead. So it's like his life and his whole family's life really and their honor are at stake there. So Viserys came and he pulled through one last time for his daughter.
I like his mask.
Yeah, it was very it kind of reminded me of what's that Leo DiCaprio movie from The Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah, a little bit. I see that.
Yes, Dragons Forever. I don't even remember what episode I said that the king will die, and I rate the episode 3.5. Okay, so Dragons Forever and Chris Dang both give it 3.5, and both
I
give
can
it
see why it would be a 3.5. It was pretty solid.
solid.
Like, can we talk about the cat? Well, you know what? I'll just wait until we talk about Aegon. Aegon.
Yes, yes,
Interesting. Okay, hold on. Viserys did a great job. Whoever that actor is, he did an excellent job. 10 out of 10.
yeah.
Only character I kind of cared for.
Mhm.
The death scene was handled well.
Mhm.
What else can we say about him? He just wants everyone to get along, guys. Everybody just hold hands and get along. Ugh.
It was his dying wish.
He was literally the worst.
A great send off. He did what he could. He wasn't always the best king because I feel like he did sit around and let others tell him what to do instead of being like more authoritative and whatnot. But at the end of the day, his word is the law. And as of now, his daughter and her children have been able to stay alive because of him. So he served his purpose. There's that. So all right, Viserys.
If he would have just named Aegon king, like, would Rhaenyra just go live with Daemon on Dragonstone and everything would be fine?
I don't know. Because at first she didn't want it, and then she did want it, and then now she's like, damn, this is really stressful.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. But I do think about I think you had said it, and also Otto said it on the show about betrothing Aegon and Rhaenyra when they were still little. That could have solved some
Yeah.
problems, possibly.
That would have worked. That would have worked quite well, actually. But
I
like
don't
that.
remember why
Now
we
looking
didn't
at
do
the
that.
adult actors for that would be so weird.
Yeah, but I mean, this show also had young Alicent with like 60-year-old freaking Viserys wed and bang on the screen. So
He was not 60.
okay,
Was
like
he 60?
55.
I don't know. Was he
I
that?
don't
I
know.
don't know.
He's way older. That's all I know. All right.
Great job. 10 out of 10 actor. Great
Yeah.
casting.
His name
Terrible
is
king.
Patty Clandestin, I think. He's also a rock star. I saw his IG. He's a musician as well.
What?
Let's see who else. Well, let's talk about Rhaenyra, who is pregnant, and they surprised us by showing that she already has kids with Damon as well. So they've
And
got
she named one Aegon. What a bitch.
There are so many Aegons. I wonder how many Aegons are there in the world of Ice and Fire?
I think there's actually another one in Game of Thrones that did not make it onto the show. That was supposed to be the baby brother of Daenerys.
Oh, okay. And then we also have Jon Snow, who's also Aegon Targaryen.
Yeah. They got a lot of Aegons.
They do have a lot of Aegons. But Rhaenyra is, I think she is trying her best. She's trying to be smart and protecting herself. So she made sure to marry her uncle and have kids with him so that she actually has Targaryen heirs. And then she's also trying to make amends and like apologizing to the queen and thanking her for, you know what, at least you stayed by my dad's side until the very end. And for that, I appreciate you.
Wait, Melissa, hold on. Are you team green or are you team red?
I am team whoever is playing. You mean black or green?
I mean, like, I know Rhaenyra is trying her best. This is where I'm going with this. Rhaenyra is trying her best, but like, it kind of irks my bones when she's like, "Everyone's legitimate. My children are legitimate." Like, even I'm kind of like,
I know. And the thing is, that's the thing. Like, both sides have made mistakes. Like, she should have never had three. That's a lot. She had three bastards. So, like, that was an error. Like, one, I get it. Like, but like, you kept on going with three, yo. Like, that's kind of wrong. And I understand, like, that is like an insult to the throne and you're throwing it in people's faces. But at the same time, since she can't change the past, like, she can't unalive her kids because she loves them, I understand as a mother, she is going to try to protect them however she can. And if she
did
has
you
to, like,
say
ask her
can't
dad,
unalive her children?
yeah. I see that term all the time on TikTok. So,
Oh my god. Fine. But I
yeah.
don't know. I just see Alicent and like she's like all religious now because she like pulled a knife on the king or on the queen or whatever.
Yeah.
She's very interesting now.
Okay, watch the playback. I said it from the get that Alicent was gonna be an interesting character.
Mhm.
I said this, but um with this episode, and yes, it is because she was defending her son who is a rapist. I just got demonetized. Because of that, I have now I don't like her. I don't like her at all. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what she's supposed to do in that situation.
I mean, I get it. Like, I think it's very reminiscent of like even in today's world where you have these men in power who are also protected by the people around them, and that's exactly what we saw, and it just kind of like made me feel ugh because she knows the truth, but she's also like he's also the heir to the throne because I don't want Rhaenyra to sit on it, so I have to protect him, and it was just like gross, you know.
no, the whole thing was gross. It was pretty like is he worse than Joffrey? No. Joffrey was far worse.
Joffrey was what, but like Joffrey was like a legit psychopath. I feel like almost not human. And Aegon, I guess we haven't seen all of his depravity, but he's always been someone who's not interested in the throne. He just wants to fuck off, and he's not interested in like actually like being a leader. And then he's out here also, raping maids. So, um,
It's like
I
him and Aemond both came out with a seed of evil inside of them.
evil. I mean, at least with Eamon, at least we saw him like taking something seriously. Like he was like, okay, I'm the underdog. I have to make sure I do something and get a dragon. And he found a way to do it. And then he was always the one telling his brother, Leo, you have to do your duty. Yes, you're going to have to marry your sister. That's the way it goes. At least we know where his head is at, kind of. I mean, that may change and he might
He's
go.
just so weird. I loved him in this episode. He barely said anything. He was just like, just on, what's
He
going
just
on?
kept smiling, which I called him mysterious during my recap because I remember after Damon cuts the guy's head off, I think in that scene, we see like a scene, like a quick cut of Eamon's face smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling?
It was weird and I loved it. But like, could we have swapped the casting for him and the other guy?
Um, which guy?
Aegon?
Aegon? Like flip the cast?
Like, Aegon does
Oh, like
not look
Aegon?
like
Yeah.
Aegon.
Yes. I correct me if I'm wrong, future viewers, but I heard that like in the books, Aemon does look older than his older brother. So maybe that's why it looks
Oh,
weird.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's nice. But I don't think that he looks like the actor before him. Wear too
No,
many black t-shirts.
I'm team black. Yeah. Yeah. To answer your question, Age, I am team whoever's playing the game the smartest. You know?
That's a cop out. You got to pick one.
I okay. I think I'm team black.
Really?
Because listen, like I said, both sides have made mistakes. I can never forget and forgive the fact that young Alicent went behind her best friend's back and was having secret meetings with the dad and like didn't tell her anything and and then expects Rhaenyra to just be okay with it. Come on.
Well,
Really?
yeah, that was certainly a mistake, but I just feel like if you just compare the kids, forget the parents, compare the kids. Aemond and Aegon are so much cooler than Luce and Jace.
Luke.
Luke and Jace
I
are just lame little brown haired boys.
I agree with that the Team Green kids are more interesting.
They can fight.
They can fight, but because they've been trained by Kristen Cole, that,
Stupid Criston Cole.
that's why they can fight. And like Luke and Jace never had a chance because they're already hated because everyone knows they're bastards. I kind of feel bad for how pathetic their situation is. They didn't ask to be born.
I don't know.
So
I don't want to get into antinatalism on your live thing, but
you're
those
definitely
poor
Team
children.
Green.
Well, I think I'm Team Green. Team Red, I just look at her in her stupid face, just lying to everyone. These are my babies. Like,
By age,
no.
she can't tell the truth. Otherwise, she's gonna end her life and her kids' lives.
Yeah, but maybe she shouldn't have done all that in the first place, and the king should have never said she was going to be queen in the first place. When she said that to the king, I was like, wait a minute, we're having a discussion we actually need to have right now, because, yeah, that
Because
would just solve everything.
they have gone too far to go back. Like, that's what I'm saying. They can't change the past. So how do you deal with your problems now in the present? He can't uninherit her because then I would definitely throw like a red flag, like her kids are bastards.
Yeah, but they
And
can
he
just
loves
go
his,
live on Dragonstone.
he loves his family. He might like the way his uncle and brother-in-law in the way of dealing stuff like killing people. Oh, so you think
Damon loves
Damon
killing people.
likes how Damon deals with stuff? Yeah, he could be
They're
into
just
that.
similar people.
Yeah, could be. Could be. We're gonna go at this. I want to hear more of why you're rooting for Team Green here.
Because they just I just do the traditional thing. Don't fight about it. Rhaenyra like is kind of not even into it anymore. What like why does she want to be queen? Is it to save her kids? Like can't her kids live if she's not the queen? Can't they really go to Dragonstone and like live under some title that they get through Daemon?
I think that she wants it to protect her family. Yeah.
Nah.
What
Forget
would
those
you,
stupid kids.
what would you do for your family?
Throw the kids in the river. I don't know.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have been having sex with the guard in the first place. Like that's her
I
mistake in
know
the first place.
that was a mistake, and I acquiesced to that. That was a really big, like that was a dumb move on her part.
And then she did it again and again and
And again
again.
and again
Like
and again.
no. Like you have no sympathy from me. I'm sorry, Rhaenyra. No.
Are you rooting for the queen mother who's defending her rapist son?
No. I just think they're doing a better job. Well, I don't know. Like right now, I don't know. Who cares what the king says? Like I'm about to say, like, well, the king said to do the thing, but like no one cares what the king says.
Taylor Sophia likes how Team Green play by the rules, and Melissa likes Team Black because they are the bloodline and rules don't work on them.
Life is easy when you just follow the rules. Just follow the rules.
I'm into the rule following, but I'm saying if you have already broken some of the rules and you're fighting for you and your kids' lives, what do you do?
Oh,
You can't go back and
out. I mean, I get it. I get your point. It's
yeah.
just it's interesting. It's probably the most interesting part of the show to me is morally,
Yeah.
you know, who gets what. Like you can't split it between the two of them. Wish you could somehow.
Exactly.
Aegon and Luke. Who is it again? Jace?
Aegon. Wait. What?
Jace.
That's another thing. Do you really want Aegon to be heir to the throne?
Oh
That
no,
little
he's a piece of
shithead?
shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would just solve the conflict. Like I know we're gonna lose all these dragons just because of this stupid war that's about to happen, and it's just for what?
You think
All
that,
over a misunderstanding.
yeah. Well, do you think that the problems would be solved if they named Aegon as heir?
Yep.
Well, let's think
Yes.
about that. Let's think about that. What would happen if they named Aegon as heir?
Well, Rhaenyra would have to go to Dragonstone with Daemon, and
Would
we will just
she?
forget about them forever.
But okay. I
Isn't
think
he the Lord of Dragonstone?
she's the princess of Dragonstone, so he's like the king consort or like her consort of Dragonstone. Like,
But he was on Dragonstone before they got married.
yeah, but remember,
Well, then he went to Pentos.
yeah,
Oh God. This is
yeah.
see what is this show? These time jumps.
I think here's what it is. I mean, I think I kind of answered this already. Wait, hold on. Dragon Sparrow says, I liked how Daemon helped the king up to the Iron Throne, and he should have been hand of the king from the get go. Also, that was a quick death. I really liked that scene too. I mentioned that in my recap. That scene where he helped his brother made me feel all the feels because they always had that love hate relationship, and it was nice to see like at the end he was literally there holding his brother's hand as the end of the life was coming. I agree.
That was really nice, but I don't think he should have been the hand of the king.
No, I don't think so either, just because we have seen Damon be kind of, you don't know if he's having a bad day, what he's going to do, what decisions. He's too much of a wild card. And I'll talk about him more later on, but what was I saying before? Oh, okay. Okay, so here's what I think would happen if they were if they were to let Aegon be the heir. I think if they did that, that would be a sort of admission to her children being illegitimate, and therefore would not only end their lives, it would cause like an uproar around the realm. And like,
would it be an admission of it though? Wouldn't it have just been like, oops, sorry, I forgot that you don't have testicles, so you can't be king, bye.
After like 20 years.
Has it been 20? I guess she did say it was almost like 20 years.
I think Rhaenyra is probably in her 20s now, like in the show.
No, she's got to be older than her 20s because her oldest kid is like 14. Well, no, maybe. No. Yeah, that makes like 40. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
The show, I can't believe we watched 20 years and 9 episodes. How many?
Yeah. They had to.
How many are left?
Really build. Oh, there's 2 more episodes left.
Oh, that's not bad. I thought we only had 1. Also, the preview looked really interesting with the people running up the stairs. What's going on?
I have no idea what's going on. But y'all, let me know in the comments if you're team black or team green. And people of the future, please let me know as well. Because this is a little hot debate here.
I also can't wait for memes, especially, okay, they were at the table and someone was saying something Someone was saying something interesting, and Daemon just popped up behind Rhaenyra. I don't know if you saw that. It was like he liked the drama. He was in it. I don't know if she was talking to Alicent or the king or somebody, and you just see him in the background. He was all blurry, like.
I don't recall that.
It was funny.
But you just reminded me of my other favorite Daemon moment in this episode was when Vaemon was like saying all of these things to Rhaenyra and her kids. There was a pause, and Daemon's like, say it. Like, he said it like, I dare you to fucking say it.
And then he did. It was so satisfying.
It was great because he was baiting him for that reaction so that he can do what he did, which is he cut off Daemon's head. And I love, in that moment, I literally was like, oh!
Oh, he wanted to too. That poor guy.
Poor guy, like, Daemon?
Yeah.
I get where he was coming from, but like, as we said, the king's word is the law. But like, okay, I have Daemon here right now. What else did you like about him in this episode? I kind of miss him. I miss seeing his ambition, like going after what he wanted in the past episodes. I really like that about his character. So it was fun for me to see him do something in this episode, which was like, cut off that guy's head.
I mean, he's probably super bored. I mean, remember he used to spend his time like running around the city, like cutting thieves' hands off like every night. Like, that dude just has a bunch of pent up energy. That's why he's dangerous. But like, I feel like Aemond carries the same energy.
He does.
I like seeing both of them on camera. They didn't do very much in this episode together, but it was very fun just watching them stand on screen at the same time.
Yeah. I was into it too. And we have mentioned him a couple times. Oh, I don't have a banner for him, but I do have this. Alicent's kid, aka Aemond. We have mentioned him multiple times already. Alicent's kid. Eye patch guy. Yeah. He didn't really say much. He did not say much, but that dinner was very interesting because it starts off kind of nice because Viserys just wants everyone to get along, and we hear like these heartwarming toasts, but then he leaves and goes to bed, and then that's when Aemon's like, it's my turn to make a toast, and he called his nephews all wise and strong, and I was like,
oh my god, that was such a teenage kind of thing. At least he waited for his father to leave. Hey.
Yeah, so that he didn't have to be around. Um, I'm hoping that we get to see more of him and say more stuff in the next episode because I was really looking forward to seeing more development with his character.
I mean, he has to be like a super main character, like with that giant AF dragon. There's no way they're gonna kill that guy off.
Well, yeah, for sure. I think having kids probably mellowed Damon out a little bit.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't. Like those girls every time they're like Bela and Rayla and Raina Bela.
Rhaenyra and Bela. Yes.
They
It's,
look just like their mom.
yeah, and just I think only one of them lives with Rhaenys. But yeah, Aemon. Hopefully, we get to see more from Aemon. Do we have anything more to say about Aegon Targaryen, the rapists?
I don't think he looks like the kid before him.
He
I
doesn't.
wish that if they had to choose anybody to look like anybody, I wish they had made the middle-aged Aegon, what middle preteen Aegon.
I guess.
I wish he looked more like this actor, and I think this actor is doing an interesting portrayal of the character. You know who he reminds me of? Remember Bryce on 13 Reasons Why?
Yes.
He reminds me of that, kind of like the same like jock kind of rapist vibes. It's not a good thing, but it's an interesting thing.
Yeah. Um, and Dragons Forever agrees with you. It was just, it was upsetting. Oh, somebody's here, Steve. The realm must be protected, Your Grace. I guess that
That
is
sounds like
what
Otto.
Otto. Yeah. So Aegon Targaryen still a POS. And did you guys get the feeling? Because Alicent mentioned how he's disgracing his family and his wife. Is he already married?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently it's his sister.
Yeah, I know it was his sister, but
She's still weird, by the way.
she
So
is
weird.
weird. She said something this episode.
She said
Something about
something's
something.
underneath the basement or something.
Yeah, something is gonna come up from the beneath the board. So I know one of y'all caught that. So put it in the chat and dissect it for me.
That girl's weird. I want to know more about her.
I know, me too. I hope we get to see more of that being uh revealed to us. Alicent Hightower. So she has now found religion after cutting the princess 6 years prior to this, and also because her husband is the king who is dying and cannot rule anymore, really. So she's leaning on. At first, I thought it was for appearances, but I guess she's really is more religious this time around. Perhaps.
I mean, you got to be if you cut someone in the face and you need an excuse for like why you're good now. Go for it. Go and dude, she put all that decor everywhere. It was like her version of Live Laugh Love posters, but it was just the pentacle or whatever it is. Oof.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Game of Thrones.
Yes. And it kind of reminds me of like those prisoners you hear about who do horrible, heinous things that when they go to prison, they like find Jesus. It kind of reminds me of that as well. Like it does.
No, I like that. I like that image.
It's creepy. You know what you did. So do you have any thoughts about her? Do you think towards the end of the dinner of her trying to make amends with Rhaenyra was kind of like a play, a strategic play, or do you think she actually misses her friend?
I don't know what I think it is, but I do wish that it is that she missed her friend. I hope that Rhaenyra did come back on Dragonback.
Mhm.
That would have been nice. And every time I see her, I think this actress, I definitely accept her as Alicent. Rhaenyra, I'm still struggling with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe the hype was too strong.
Helena is the
Prophecies.
prophet of the dragon rider as well, married to Aegon.
Poor Aegon. I mean,
Yeah,
not poor Aegon. He's not a good boy,
he's not.
but
He's not. I think it was
his
a play. Yeah, like
sister.
I think it's also a play as well. I don't trust Alicent. I don't think she's really like, yes, Rhaenyra, please stay here. I'm so happy you're here. I thought it was like just trying to make amends, kind of, first like strategy wise. That's what I
I
think.
wonder about Otto though. Like every time she's around now, Otto's been here for like 2 episodes and hasn't really said very much. I still question if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah, well, I think both of them are about the realm, but if they need to be ruthless and lie for that the realm could still be stable, then they would do that. Because we saw that like in the last episode, how he applauded her for losing her marbles because he was like, "Now I know you have it in you." So we got to see like a new side to him and her. Um, it's a trap. I think it's a trap as well. I don't trust Alicent Hightower. Nope, nope, nope. Or Otto Hightower. Nope, nope, nope.
Hmm.
Rhaenys got to be a little bit more interesting this episode because at first we see Rhaenyra approaching her, basically begging for her help. Like I need you to stick by me, and I'll make sure that your kids are in power one day if we get them all intermarried. This incest. Um, at first she's like, no, I decline this offer. Good luck dealing with Team Green. But then later on, when Viserys comes to the throne room, she kind of flips the script and is like, okay, I guess I'll be Team Black. So she got to show a little bit more interest this episode, I think.
I wish she had more emotion. Her husband is literally potentially dead, and she's like, "Yeah, who cares, man?" And then like her brother dies, and she's like, "Yeah, who cares, man?" Like, her whole attitude is like, "Time is an ever flowing river," and apparently, I've outlived a bunch of people.
I think she's just like used to not
Why
getting
does Otto have
away.
to die? I'm
So
sorry.
so are we going to start betting how long Otto dies?
Wait, why is he gonna die?
I don't know. Do you know something
He's
that we don't? And if you do know, don't tell us. Don't spoil.
Is it
But
because he's old? Is it because he's been in the entire show?
he has not aged at all as well, like Kristen Cole. I don't. I didn't even think about Otto dying, so that's a good question. I have to think on it. Dragons Forever.
Who would replace him as hand? And
Um,
he's the hand for who?
somebody else in his. He's the
No,
hand.
but would he be the hand for Rhaenyra, or are they
I
installing
mean,
Alicent or Aegon?
it's supposed to be Rhaenyra because the king has
No,
died.
I know it's supposed to be, but
So
what
that's
could
like another
possibly happen?
question. Like, if they all bent the knee to Rhaenyra, and like they all know she's supposed to be the heir, how is it? How is her claim even going to get contested? How's that going to
Well,
happen?
the thing is, like, they all really did bend the knee. Like,
They
we
did.
all saw it. We saw it happen, and apparently that doesn't mean shit. You
Like,
swore fealty to me. Oh,
you did.
whatever,
Why is
man.
there a war? Why does that happen? I guess we'll see next episode. But
But that was like Viserys's whole thing. He just showed up and he's like, "Why are we even talking about this? Why are
yeah,
we having a meeting about this?"
he was asking a good question. Why is this even a thing? You already bent the knee. I've already said my heir.
Hmm. They don't respect him, and
They
why
don't.
would they?
He's the king who does nothing. That's why. Who
I
else was
wouldn't.
interesting in this
I
episode?
like his missing eyeball.
Oh my god, that was so gross. He looked
Yeah,
like a
it was
demon.
good. It was cool.
I'm so happy he finally is finding peace in death. I feel like you wanted to talk about someone earlier that you mentioned. Do you remember who?
No, but there was some guy that was like, "I'm Aaron, he's Aaron," or something. Some guard for Alicent. I don't know. He was like,
Oh, is it Eric? Oh, like he had long hair,
"Yes, I
and
noticed him."
he was like, my name is this actually, and she's like, I'm sorry, right?
Yeah, why was that there?
I don't
Is he
know.
important?
I don't know. God, I almost forgot that happened. At first, I was like, wait, where's Kristen Cole? Isn't this like his job to like be her guard? Where's he
He's
at?
not doing very much as of late, but the music in this episode was really good. It always is, but it was exceptionally good in the throne scene.
I have. Oh yeah, because in the throne room scene when like he comes back and it's supposed to be like this epic moment.
Can we go back to like not having a unique theme song is a huge detriment to the show, and it bothers me every Sunday.
Oh, like the theme song.
I don't want to hear the Game of Thrones theme song. I want a new one.
Do you know? You know what's sad?
Hmm.
Back in the OG Game of Thrones, I used to always watch the opening because
Because
I
it's a good song.
it's a great song, it's epic, and it would change with the map that changes every freaking week. But now I actually skip it. I don't watch the opening.
Apparently, this one changes too, but like I don't even understand how to read it.
I don't get how it changes because it's all so dark.
Oh, is it? Like I just It looks too CGI-y. I think what the original title sequence had going for it was it looked like stop motion.
Yes.
This is just like Roman pillars with blood,
A bunch of
which
blood.
in concept, doesn't that sound metal? That sounds so cool, but in practice, no, it's not that great.
I agree. I'm sad to say that I now skip the opening because it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Viserys, he can be at peace with his first wife. Yes. Be at peace with Emma, who he accidentally called Alicent that last episode. This poor child. All right. So we had Viserys, Rhaenyra, Aegon, Damon, Otto, Alicent, Corlys. He wasn't even here. Rhaenys. We did okay. So we have okay. Does anybody have a theory about what this secret quick meeting was about? I don't know who the hooded girl
Was
is.
that her?
So it was. I think it was Massaria, but she was being met with some hooded mystery girl. I have no idea who that is.
I don't know when I just heard the accent and it reminded me of Dorne, and I had like a violent PTSD flashback.
I am not alone. Somebody else skips the intro. Yes,
That's so sad. It like didn't it win an Emmy just for the opening, or wasn't it
yes,
nominated
as
or
it
something?
should have.
Yeah,
It was an award-winning opening. Now it's just like I can skip this.
Sad. That's really sad.
Yeah. Oh, nobody knows. All right. So anybody of the future watching this, if you know who that hooded girl is towards the end, please let me know in the comments without spoiling, because that was very like quick and mysterious. I don't know what to make of it. I thought she was the uncle's other wife. At first, I thought the hooded figure was gonna be Aemond meeting Massaria, because he just seemed like really sus the whole episode, but it wasn't even him. It was some other random chick. So
with a bad accent.
yes.
Okay, I just read this and I want to read this to you. It's really funny.
Yes, read.
It's a comment on Reddit and it says, "Man, Aemond really went straight from preteen to somebody who's 6'3", overpowered anime character." He looks like an anime character. I think that's why he's so fun.
An anime character?
He looks like an evil anime character, but only him.
He has a great look. Like the characterization for that character is A+. Applause. Cool. I want to look at my notes really quick to see what else did I mention in my recap that I maybe want to talk about. Yeah, I mean, I think it was very much centered around like the children and the whole like who's the inheritance gonna go to, and Team Black versus Green. And yeah, this pretty much solidified my distaste for Queen Alicent. Gotta say. I mean, I get it, you know. I mean, I feel horrible for saying I get her defending her son, but she's a mom.
I know. It's so icky.
It is. It's horrible. It's horrible.
And then later that other girl's like, "Where's Diana?" Like, oh, don't ask.
Don't ask.
What do you think she whispered to her?
Who whispered to whom?
The queen whispered to that girl who's like, Diana should have been coming for, I don't know, washing the dishes or something.
That was Helena coming in, right? Her daughter?
Oh my god, no, she looked like a servant. Are you for real?
Because
I don't even recognize the princess.
I remember Helena walks in saying something about the kids. And then
oh my god, I thought that was a servant.
No, that was the princess.
Ooh,
dressing the kids.
I don't recognize her unless she's holding a centipede. Or saying something weird and cryptic.
She's the tall girl with the long blonde Targaryen hair, girl. Yes.
Fine.
Okay, so do we have any predictions for the next episode? Do you think somebody will die? Will there be some more beef?
I think it's going to be a funeral. I hope they go to the funeral. I hope they don't go any further than that. I hope like this picks up immediately. I don't want time skips, like not even a day. What else? Everybody's going to fight. I mean, shit's going to go down. I just don't know how. That's the fun part. What about you? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm trying to think. Like I said, like I don't know why they're even fighting about what happens after he dies. It's like nobody respected what he said.
That's all it is. It's that they didn't respect it. That's all it is.
Yeah. So I wonder if we'll see. Okay, so Criston funeral and then a fight. A funeral would be cool, and that would make sense because he is the king, so that deserves like a funeral scene. maybe Andres is right, and we'll see Rhaenyra wear the crown and be on the throne for like 5 minutes, and then something happens.
An hour maximum.
Yeah, because I'm guessing like what? Why are we fighting here? Like he said what he said. She's heir. Um,
Will
I,
she get cut when she sits on the throne?
will she? And then get the disease that killed him. I'm hoping we
Oh,
see Aemon say more than 5 words.
that'd be nice.
Yes.
Lena's children have no personality at all.
Lena's
I hope they do
kids.
something.
Yes. Because Damon and Rhaenyra really do have like a Brady bunch of children. I think together
Hmm.
they all have like 6 kids together.
Yeah.
So we see something there. In the preview for next week, we see a little blonde child in a jail cell, I believe. Like, what is that
Hmm.
about? Don't
I
know.
think that is Aegon's bastard.
Oh,
I mean, it could be anybody. It could be Damon's child. I don't know.
that's a good guess because he's always out here banging the ladies. That's a good point. Possibly. Yeah, I don't have much of predictions. So the ones that I said, watch the playback. I don't really even remember what I said. MVP of the episode. Dragons Forever said Alicent won't send word to Rhaenyra and the king passes, and we will see Aegon on the throne.
That would be sick.
I feel like there's no way that she wouldn't hear about the king's passing though, even if Alicent doesn't send word.
But what if they delay it, like as a political move?
Maybe. The preview also shows the princess who will be queen was locked in her room. The princess. Are you talking about Helena? Helena? Is she locked in her room?
I don't know. It went by really quick. I just remember I saw lots of Alicent and a
Yeah.
crowd.
There is a crowd. MVP of the episode. I kept going between 2 people, and now I'm forgetting. Okay, go first.
I never have an MVP of the episode. You know, I always try to pick like a background character.
Yeah.
Who did the most in this episode? I feel like Alicent did a lot. Is trying a lot.
I feel like Viserys did a lot. He did.
Yeah, Viserys. He always steals the show. I think he's the best character in the show, actually.
Viserys. I thought you didn't like him at first.
No, I think he's an incompetent piece of shit, and he shouldn't have made that promise to his daughter. That was like not what was right for the realm, and it was a huge mistake. But I think his character is very interesting. And the portrayal was done very well. Like anybody else playing that character could have made him just seem like a bumbling fool who really just makes all these mistakes for no reason or what seems like no reason. And he humanized him. And I think that's why I don't know. So now do you know your MVP?
I was gonna say probably Damon because I like that we got to see a little bit of old Damon come back with that move that he did. I thought that was a fun moment.
I like how sudden it was. It was like, ooh,
I love he was like, say it. Like, he was
we're
like,
just gonna let this happen. Fine.
Yeah, and I'm justifying it because the king did say, I'm gonna cut out your tongue. So like again, like his word is the law. So that's why he didn't like suffer consequences for doing that.
That poor man though. Can you imagine going to war for this king twice and then he just cuts your head? I don't know.
He called his daughter a whore, so it's fine by me. It's okay. If it's one thing that we know, he does love his daughter. He didn't always respect her, but he loves her.
Meh. And that's the show.
Are you not MVP? Are we done?
Yeah, it's Viserys. I think we both agree it's Viserys. I still like whoever it was I was talking about right before, but
yeah,
Viserys
MVP. Cool. Cool. So Dragons Forever says King Viserys and Daemon. Yeah, I love how we're all agreeing.
Oh,
the synergy.
No, because that's what we said. Viserys and Daemon.
Wait, are you agreeing with us, or are you just saying what we said? I don't know.
I don't know, Melissa. It's fine. It's 11 o'clock on a Sunday, and I'm tired.
Oh goodness,
so tired.
You remind me every single week.
Do you have tomorrow off?
No, I don't have tomorrow off. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I have been having so much fun every single week with you guys talking about Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. And please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you're notified when live is going up or a new video is going up. Share this with your friends. I realized I didn't do this in the beginning of the show. I just jumped right in, but I'm doing it at the end of the show.
Tell your kids, tell your moms.
Andres is not here because he is away overseas traveling for work, but he'll be back with us next week. And then we're all going to be joining us all together in the internets for the last episode 10 in 2 weeks. So excited.
I don't want this to be over.
You don't want it to be over? That's so special. 2 more episodes.
I like TV shows.
I do like. Well, I did say we may do an episode 11 on this channel so that we could rank all the episodes together. So let us know what you guys think about that. Super hyped for it. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week. I'm wishing you guys nice dreams and a lot of
Happy Halloween. No, wait, that's next time.
Not yet.
Or the time after that.
Yes. But
yeah.
Happy spooky season.
Yeah, spooky season.